finally back with part 2 of my custom clothing manufacturers list. This is for those of you that would like to have your own designs produced by a factory, and part 2 is specifically focused on low minimum factories that can produce your designs, because I know most of you in the last video were looking only for low minimum factories.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure. And for those of you that have seen part 1 of my custom clothing manufacturers, you know that I gave you a full list of factories that can produce your own designs. Well, now I'm back with part 2, and part 2 is focused strictly on low minimum factories, so that way you can have those small quantities produced of your very own designs. And today's video is in partnership with Masai Copenhagen. Masai Copenhagen is a sustainable luxury women's clothing brand offering comfortable clothing and long-lasting looks like this top that I have on here, which is the Brisa top. 100% viscose fabric, which is a high-quality fabric that is very lightweight and breathable. And what I like most about their designs is a lot of their designs fit almost all body shapes. And my favorite part about this blouse is that I can wear it for multiple different occasions. So I can wear it as a work blouse in a professional setting, or I can wear it more as a daytime look outside of work too. And Masai has a few different products that are like that, where you can wear them for multiple occasions. So be sure to check out Masai Copenhagen. I'll have their website linked down in the description box as well as in the comments. And of course, I have a promo code for you guys that will also be in the description box as well as in the comments. Now let's get right into this video, because today I'm taking you guys around the globe with 10 different custom clothing manufacturers. Starting with number 1. And number 1, we're going to Portugal, with number 1 being Calvi Wholesale. And Calvi Wholesale is a men's and women's basics custom clothing manufacturer. When I say basics, I mean like t-shirts and crew necks, hoodies, sweatshirts, sweatpants, those type of items that you can also customize. And Calvi offers customization where you can do digital print, heat press, embroidery, screen printing. You can even customize the packaging, so do custom boxes, the custom garment bags, tags, and hang tags. You name it, they'll customize it. And the best part about Calvi Wholesale, there is no minimum at all. So you can buy as little as one piece or as many pieces as you need to. So for those of you that have been looking for a low minimum custom clothing manufacturer, there you have it with Calvi Wholesale. There's no minimum at all. So buy as little as one piece of your design if you need to. Now some of these custom clothing manufacturers, I cannot pronounce their names. So some of them I'm not even going to try and mess up their name like that. I'm just going to put it on the screen. So with number 2, we're going to Dubai. And not only will we be going to Dubai, we'll also take it to China as well, because number 2 has 2 locations in both Dubai and China. And this is a custom handbag manufacturer that also produces luggage as well. So you know, duffel bags, carry-ons, and the full-on check luggage bags as well. Now they don't list their specific MOQ, that they don't give an exact number, but they are labeled as a small custom manufacturer. And when it comes to custom manufacturers that are considered small, it's 600 pieces or less. Now remember, this video is for those of you that are looking to produce bulk, so it's going to be 600 or less. They didn't specify their very minimum number, but know that it'll be under 600 pieces. And number 3, since we were just in China, let's stay in China for a little bit longer, with number 3 being a women's custom clothing manufacturer. And they produce garments such as dresses, blouses, skirts, jumpsuits. They have the full women's range for custom clothing. And of course, they are a low minimum custom clothing manufacturer. That is the purpose of today's video. We are focusing on those low minimum custom clothing manufacturers. Now, they didn't list their specific number for the custom clothing, but for their ready stock, which would mean the designs that they've created and produced, they don't have any minimum on their ready stock. So you can buy their designs with no minimum. I'm sure your custom designs will have a minimum, but it should be a small minimum under 600 pieces. They also didn't have a website available, but I'm going to provide you guys with their Facebook contact, where you can contact their representative directly on Facebook. And now that we've spent some time in China, let's go back to Portugal with Barata at number 4. Barata is a men's, women's, and children's custom clothing manufacturer, and they do fashion apparel, they do streetwear, outerwear, and they even do sportswear. This is a small MOQ custom clothing manufacturer, and for those of you that don't know what MOQ is, MOQ stands for minimum order quantity. So they are a small minimum order quantity custom clothing manufacturer. Their lead time is about 28 days for their production, so that would mean the bulk of your items that they're producing will take 28 days. And they do offer sampling as well, so if you need samples before they go into production, they will provide you with those samples. Now let's take it up to Canada, with number 5 being Avid Group. And Avid Group is a full service custom clothing manufacturer. And when I say full service, that means they do everything from the beginning to the very end. They even do the designing if you need them to. They'll do the production, they do the labeling, and then they ship out for you, of course. Now when it comes to their full service, you must provide them with the tech pack though. And they offer full service manufacturing for both men's and women's clothing. They do offer sampling as well, but there's some rules to their sampling, so let me provide that to you too. Now when it comes to samples at Avid Group, you must have a confirmed order with Avid Group before they will provide you with the sample. Also with that confirmed order, you must pay 50% of your deposit up front before they will send out any samples. And if you're doing any customization such as like logo printing or anything like that, they require setup costs for printing up front as well before they provide any samples. The MOQ for Avid Group is 100 pieces per color, and they have a lead time of about 3 weeks for production. Now Avid Group did also give us an idea of what their pricing looks like, so that way you guys can get an idea of what you would pay for about 100 to 200 pieces of a style with Avid Group. So let's say you're doing 100% cotton t-shirt, and we can do one logo on there for screen printing as well. So 100% cotton t-shirt with one screen printed logo. Let's say you ordered about 200 pieces. Even though the MOQ is 100 pieces, let's say we did about 200 pieces. The garments will cost about $12.99 per unit. And then just to give you an example of another garment, let's say you're doing a crew neck with one logo screen printed on the crew neck. For 100 pieces of a crew neck, the pricing is listed at $35.99. Now it doesn't say per unit as far as the $35.99, but my guess that it is $35.99 per unit for a crew neck with a screen printed logo on there. I mean, I could be wrong. Their pricing could be that good where you get 100 pieces for $35.99.
Yeah. Don't forget to eat lunch.
Thanks, Alexa. So it could be that good where you're getting 100 pieces for $35.99, but since the t-shirt listed per unit, I'm assuming the $35.99 is also per unit. And now we're going over to Taiwan with number 6. Number 6 is Pro Standard. And Pro Standard is a custom clothing manufacturer for women's and children's wear. And they even gave me an idea of their pricing as well, so their garments can range between $5 to $30 per piece. And of course that depends on, fabric, the design, and then are you doing kids wear or women's wear. The lead time for production can be 4 to 8 weeks, which of course would be 1 to 2 months. They do offer sampling, and the cost of their samples is 3 to 5 times the cost of the garment. So let's say you have a garment that cost you $5. The sample cost will be 3 to 5 times that $5 cost, so anywhere between $18 to $25 for a sample. And the MOQ here at Pro Standard is 100 pieces. And now we are back in China. Number 7 is D&J Industries, and D&J is a women's custom clothing manufacturer. They do offer sampling, which their sampling is on the little of the higher side, where a sample can cost $81 to $100 per sample. And their MOQ, they had 2 different MOQs depending on if you're buying from their ready stock, which would be their designs, or if you're doing your own custom designs. So the MOQ for ready stock is 100 pieces, for custom designs is 300 pieces. And now let's go over to Turkey. Number 8 is Garderi, and that's located in Turkey. Garderi is a custom clothing manufacturer for outerwear for men's and women's, and I noticed it was mainly leather jackets, and it was 100% leather jackets. Garderi is on the lower side of the MOQ, with their MOQ being 30 pieces per garment. And now we're back in China again. Number 9 is located in China, called Younger International, and this is also a custom clothing manufacturer manufacturer for outerwear. They do offer sampling, and their lead time for production is about 60 days. So about 2 months. And they are a low MOQ custom clothing manufacturer, but their ready stock shows no MOQ at all. They didn't list the MOQ for the custom designs though. And then going to our last custom clothing manufacturer for this video, which is also located in China, and their website is listed as MMS Clothing. They are a full service custom clothing manufacturer, so again, they will work with you from very beginning to very end of your design. They do offer sampling as well, which they are probably one of the highest sampling costs that I've seen. They list that their samples are ranging between $80 to $200, although I saw some designs listed on there as far as like $380 just for a sample. So keep that in mind if you're sampling. Also, the sample time frame can take anywhere between 7 to 30 days to produce, depending on if they have to source fabrics for you, if there's any customization, because they will add customization with logos like printing. They have an MOQ of 50 pieces though, so I know that sample cost may be high, but they do offer low minimums with 50 pieces per garment, and they have a lead time for production around 20 to 45 days. Now, MMS Clothing also gave a pricing structure to give an idea of how their payments work. So if your order is under $2,000, full payment is required up front before they go into production. But if you have an order $2,000 or more, 50% is due before production, and then the other 50% is due before they actually ship out the goods to you. So those are 10 different custom clothing manufacturers that all have low minimums. And again, when I say these small MOQ factories, that means that they offer 600 pieces or less, which is actually really good. That is very small because a lot of factories want like 1,500 or more. So 600 or less is considered small. I know some of you in the first part were confused because I did small, medium, and large in that video, and when I was telling you 600 or less, 600 sounded like a lot. Remember, these lists for the custom clothing manufacturers are for those of you that are looking to buy in bulk, and of course with your own design. So it's not going to be like a pre-pack or less. These are going to require more pieces unless you buy from like Calvi, who has no MOQ. But when you're producing your own designs, chances are you're going to have to buy more pieces. If you're looking to buy like a pre-pack or less, I highly encourage you to check out my wholesale vendor list, but the custom clothing manufacturers are for those of you that are mainly looking to buy in bulk. And don't forget to check out Masai Copenhagen. Again, their website is linked down in the description box as well as the comments, and my promo code is also there for you as well. That's it for this week's video. Thank you guys for watching.